Hello fellow makeup lovers. So here is the thing. I absolutely love a pink powder. The Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom powder really changed up my makeup routine, kind of turned me into a powder girl. And then I ended up picking up the Infallible Blurfection powder from L'Oreal, which is also a very light baby pink type powder. These have been basically staples in my routine every day, and honestly, I think I might prefer the L'Oreal one just a little bit, but they're both really great powders. And recently I received a powder from About Face and PR, and it is the cutest pink powder. It is the shade The Curtain Call. It looks like an amazing baby pink, and I really wanted to test it out with y'all. But I had this thought process where I'm like, if I'm testing this for fun, then I'm gonna do like a new makeup video. I'm gonna try out a bunch of things all together, like let's play with some new makeup releases. But then I was like, if I'm trying this for science, I need to use this over products that I already know work, a routine that I already have in place. I need to see how this compares to the Huda and the L'Oreal powder and actually give you guys a rundown of whether this is worth picking up or not in comparison, or if I'd recommend one of these over this one. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna really test this out. I'm gonna do a little bit of a wear test. I will say I really like the packaging. I feel like it looks very sleek and modern. The lid is actually quite large, and then here's what we've got, what we're working with. I also did receive a different shade of this powder, the shade Beau, which is like a very pale, just like neutral shade. So I will be testing that out in the future, but today we are focusing on the baby pinks. So really quickly, let's just start off by doing some swatches of the powders next to one another on my hand. Here is what the L'Oreal Blur Perfection looks like. So you can see it does have a decent amount of brightening. The Cherry Blossom powder is a little bit more pink, a little bit less brightening on my skin tone. Here is Cherry Blossom. See? Now moving on to the Curtain Call. Ooh, okay, I think I right off the bat prefer this packaging because it has like that like little netting in it instead of the packaging where you have to sit there and like hit the jar and try to get powder out. So here's what the Curtain Call looks like. Okay, I think that one is the most pink of the bunch, but it still looks pretty brightening. That looks promising. So let's do some makeup. Just gonna do a very quick, easy base routine. I'm gonna start off with the Secure the Glow primer from One Size. Just gonna throw that all over. Before I go into foundation, I'm gonna grab my NARS Chantilly Soft Matte Concealer, and I'm gonna use that to help with this guy that's just living on my face right now. I'm gonna let that sit for a second just so that we really let that coverage dry down before we do anything around it. And I'm gonna do my brows just with a little bit of Benefit Brow Wax. For foundation, I'm just gonna go into the L'Oreal True Match in the shade W1. And I'm just gonna do one pump. I feel like that is more than enough for just a casual day. I feel like that matches my skin so well right now. I'm just gonna use a touch of the Becca X Smashbox Fairlight Under Eye Corrector, help with these dark circles. For concealer, I'm gonna go into the NARS Chantilly Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm not gonna try and go in with too much, but I definitely wanna brighten and conceal this area right here. Just tapping that to blend it out. I do want to go ahead and just do any cream products before I jump into the powder. So I am going to grab my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin bronzer. I'm really into the Lunar Beauty bronzer right now, but I have only recently just started trying this. So I'm going to go in with something I've used quite a bit more. Again, for the sake of doing a really good comparison. I'm definitely feeling a very cool tone blushing option. So I think I'm going to go into the Say Baby Blush. I was thinking of using the She Glam blush in the shade Petal Talk because this is also a really cute pinky color. But honestly, I am not super impressed with this formula. I feel like it can tend to pick up your base makeup underneath it, and it's just not like the easiest cream blush formula to work with. Not my favorite, even though the shade is so beautiful. So going in with Baby, just doing a tap of pink and blending that in. Yeah, I think it's time for curtain call. I actually went ahead and I even pulled out a fresh powder puff so that we are not having any cross-contamination, because I've been using this Singe powder puff forever. I mean, both sides are dirty, but we've just got a fresh new baby pink one. And I'm gonna pick up some of curtain call. You can see just how pink it is right there. Okay. Actually, I am gonna, before I go in with the powder, one of my favorite tricks to always do is to just tap back over that concealer one more time to make sure there's no creases. Ooh, she's very pink. Oh my gosh, okay. Just going in with a decent amount and then we can brush it away. I'm also just gonna tap that kind of just on my T-zone with whatever product is left. My hope is just that this is kind of like that perfect in between where like it still works for fair skin, but then it gives a little bit more of a pinky tone. I'm hoping that it doesn't take away all the brightness from underneath my eyes when I wipe it away. I think in the meantime, while we're letting that sit, I'm gonna go into just a little bit of the L'Oreal matte bronzer in the shade Light and just slightly set the cream bronzer that I went in with. Okay, let's do it. Let's wipe it away. I think it looks okay, but then at the same time, it almost just makes me look sick. Like, it kind of just looks like my under eyes are like swollen. Okay, I don't know if the color's just quite as, you know, just perfect. I did set everything down, but I don't know if it looks quite as like blurred as the Huda and the L'Oreal powders, because these two are very, very on point. I feel like they're just so similar to one another. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of blush. I'm gonna use the Singe Beauty Riveting Rhubarb blush just for a little bit of pink. Thought this might look kind of pretty blended together. I don't really want to do that much more to my cheeks or anything, just because I want to see how this powder wears in comparison. Even though part of me is already like, is the wear test that necessary? Because I think that I do not prefer this over the L'Oreal or the Huda, just on first impression. But you know what, I'm still gonna give it my all. Still gonna do what I promised. I'm just gonna finish off this makeup look with a mascara. Just going into the Lash Idol mascara from Lancome. Just on my upper lashes. I don't know. Maybe it's growing on me a little bit. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about the color, the powder, if you think it looks cute or sickly. Let me know. I'm gonna go into just a little bit of the LYS Glossy Lip Oil to keep it very simple today. That is the finished look. It is currently 9:55 a.m. I'm about to go to the gym, hopefully getting in a good easy run to test out this makeup, so I'll be back. But you know what? I think it is growing on me. But with the blush, I think it kind of blended together cute, and maybe it would be even better for just like a very glam look, whereas this is just pretty natural, just like an everyday easy vibe. Maybe if I was going the whole 9 yards, this would look even cuter. So I don't know, the jury's still out. I'll be back. Well, it is almost 2 p.m. now, and I feel really happy with this powder. The shade I think is okay. I don't know that I love it as much as the L'Oreal, but I feel like the formula is really good because I went to the gym, I was sweating so much, and I feel like my makeup is perfectly intact. And something that really stands out to me is that I feel like I have minimal creasing under my eyes. I don't know if you guys can tell, I just always get creases right there because of the natural shape of my eyes. It doesn't matter what concealer, what powder I use, but I do feel like it's a little bit softer with the About Face powder, which is really nice. So even though I'm not like obsessed with this color as much as I thought I would be, and I don't know that it's like the most brightening, flattering shade on my skin tone, I think it's cute. I think it could be used in a specific purpose. But now I feel that much more excited for the shade Beau because I feel like I do really like the formula. Let me just go ahead and do a swatch of Beau for y'all just so you can see what this shade looks like. So here's Beau. Just a little bit more of a basic neutral, but I'm definitely going to be giving this a go tomorrow, the next time I have the chance to do my makeup. I would love to know if there's a specific pink setting powder that you really enjoy or something that I'm missing that I need to try out. Definitely let me know. But that's going to be everything, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye!